It doesn't take us the way of Italy yet, where everything except grocery stores and pharmacies are closed, but it's a chance to take a breather, let the hospitals catch up with what's happened already.
You got people who live paycheck to paycheck. You take a 2-week holiday, how are they paying their bills? Until the government puts in a plan for the bottom of the pyramid to be able to pay their bills, you're talking about their food and their rent check. You know, some of us could take a 2-week holiday, but there's tens of millions who can't do it.
The reason why we're talking about this and seeing this in the market is this is starting to happen already.
It is, but we're going to ease into it, because if we don't ease into it and manage it with good leadership and get the full sector's involvement, we're going to have even worse problems. Overreacting is not a winning strategy. You look at the Fed, you look at what the U.S. government's doing, look what HHS is doing. They're actually doing the right stuff. They're figuring out how to flatten this curve, and they're figuring out how not to panic people. But the markets basically look at the curve globally and say, wow, look at these number of cases. This is not a drill. It's real.
You raised the issue, and I've talked to a couple of people who are in the hospital business in the past couple of weeks, and they are very, very, very freaked out. That there is not the capacity.
We have 300,000 empty beds in America. That's it. You can fill 300,000 empty beds in no time at all. That's all we have.
And we have something like 100,000 respirators or something like that, and that may not be enough.
Look, it's going to be enough if we flatten the curve so that the elderly and the people who are most vulnerable can get service.
But what does that look like? So far we haven't yet said we should be taking additional steps. What additional steps do you think would be prudent to make sure we don't overwhelm the healthcare system?
Actually, we are taking additional steps. We're confronting the new reality. We're telling people, if you're not well, stay home. Pay attention to washing your hands. Don't go to crowded places. We're not having an NBA. We're not having the March Madness. Those are real steps. Those spread virus. If we moderate the large crowds, if we moderate carefully, but we don't shut it off, guess what? We slow this thing down. Maybe we'll get lucky and the warm weather will slow it down a little bit before the winter. Maybe we won't. But we're doing the right things to slow it. That's the right steps. There's not a medical step we can take today, but we can train our medical system. We can make sure our low-income people who might be cleaning at the hospital don't come in if they don't feel well, if we can give them a paycheck. If we give those people a way to stay alive, paycheck to paycheck, then they won't come in. That's the smart move. HHS and others are actually working on it.
I know, but we got to get them in there.
Thanks very much, Jake.
Well, I wish I had better news, but that's the news.
No,